Sunlight is not just a massive source of energy for our planet, it is also a vital factor for sustaining life for humans, animals, and plants. Without sunlight, life on Earth could face total extinction. Sunlight powers the food chain. Imagine a day when the sun disappears completely. What would happen? The first thing to collapse would be the process of photosynthesis in plants. Photosynthesis is the process where plants use sunlight to convert water and CO2 into glucose, the essential nutrient that fuels plant growth. And in turn, they release oxygen for humans and animals to breathe. Without photosynthesis, plants would wither and die, causing herbivores like buffalo, cows, and rabbits to lose their source of food and die as well. And if herbivores die, so do carnivores like tigers, wolves, and lions, as they no longer have prey to hunt. This causes the entire food chain to collapse, and humans are no exception, as our survival also depends on access to food. But that's not the only problem. We would also face an even more urgent crisis: the lack of oxygen to breathe. Roughly 50% of the Earth's oxygen is produced by marine algae and green plants through the process of photosynthesis. If this process stops, the production of oxygen stops too. Over time, the oxygen in the atmosphere would gradually deplete, leaving humans and animals with nothing to breathe, ultimately leading to suffocation and death. Sunlight is a non-replaceable source of life. It not only enables plants to photosynthesize and produce food, but it also keeps the food chain stable and provides oxygen essential for all living things. Without sunlight, the world would plunge into a dark abyss of destruction. No food, no oxygen, and ultimately, no life. Sunlight provides a stable temperature for Earth. Sunlight plays a crucial role in maintaining Earth's stable temperature. Solar radiation warms the Earth's surface, oceans, and atmosphere, creating a natural greenhouse effect that traps a portion of this heat. This process keeps the planet's average temperature at around 15 degrees Celsius, 59 degrees Fahrenheit, warm enough for water to remain in its liquid form, a critical condition for life to exist. If sunlight were to disappear, the Earth's temperature would plummet drastically, potentially dropping to minus 200 degrees Celsius or minus 328 degrees Fahrenheit. Under such extreme cold, all surface water would freeze solid, and the entire ecosystem would collapse. Humans, along with most living organisms, would not survive the harsh freezing conditions. Sunlight also causes temperature differences between regions, like the equator and the poles. These temperature differences drive weather phenomena such as winds, rain, and storms. Without sunlight, these weather patterns would come to a halt, and Earth would become a static planet with no climate changes. Sunlight provides vitamin D for the body. Sunlight is a natural source of vitamin D for the body and plays a crucial role in supporting bone health and the immune system. When UVB rays from sunlight come into contact with the skin, they trigger the production of vitamin D3, the active form of vitamin D in the body. This vitamin is essential for the absorption of calcium and phosphorus from food, helping to build and maintain strong, healthy bones, and preventing bone-related issues like osteoporosis. Without adequate sunlight, the body cannot produce enough vitamin D, leading to serious health issues such as rickets in children and osteoporosis or bone pain in adults. In addition, vitamin D deficiency weakens the immune system, making the body more vulnerable to infections and increasing the risk of cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and cancer. People who live in low sunlight regions, like Northern Europe, or those who spend too much time indoors, are at a higher risk of vitamin D deficiency. To combat this, people are encouraged to consume foods rich in vitamin D, like salmon, eggs, milk, and fortified cereals, or take vitamin D supplements as prescribed by a doctor. The impact of sunlight on circadian rhythm and sleep. Sunlight does more than just provide heat and energy. It also plays a vital role in maintaining the body's natural circadian rhythm and sleep cycle. The 24-hour circadian rhythm operates according to the shift between light and darkness. During the day, sunlight enters the eyes, where light-sensitive cells in the retina send signals to the brain, prompting it to stop producing melatonin, the hormone that makes us feel sleepy. At night, when light decreases, the body increases melatonin production, triggering the feeling of sleepiness and helping us naturally fall asleep. Without sunlight, the circadian rhythm becomes disrupted, and the body struggles to distinguish between day and night. This can lead to insomnia, stress, and mental health disorders. A clear example of this is seen in people living in areas with prolonged winters, such as Northern Europe, where they are prone to seasonal affective disorder, SAD. This condition makes people feel down, fatigued, and even depressed due to the lack of sunlight, which throws off their biological clock. Sunlight is a crucial factor in maintaining a stable circadian rhythm, promoting natural sleep and mental well-being. Getting enough sunlight each day not only improves sleep quality, but also reduces the risk of psychological and emotional disorders, supporting long-term mental health and overall wellness. Sunlight supports the balance of ecosystems and wildlife. Sunlight serves as the foundation of the ecosystem, ensuring the survival of plants, animals, and humans. For plants, sunlight is an essential factor for photosynthesis, the process by which plants convert light into glucose, food, and oxygen. Plants not only provide food for herbivorous animals, but also act as the primary source of oxygen for humans and other living organisms to breathe. For animals, sunlight influences key biological behaviors, such as breeding and migration. Many species, like fish, birds, and insects, use sunlight as a signal for seasonal changes. For example, migratory birds rely on light intensity and daylight duration to determine when to migrate. Similarly, insects like bees and butterflies depend on sunlight to regulate their life cycle and reproductive behavior. Without sunlight, photosynthesis in plants would cease, meaning oxygen production would stop. This would result in oxygen depletion for humans and animals. Furthermore, herbivores would lose their food source, leading to a domino effect on carnivores, which would also face extinction due to a lack of prey. Ultimately, humans would face the same fate, as there would be no oxygen to breathe and no food to consume. Sunlight helps balance the water cycle and hydrological system. Sunlight plays a critical role in the water cycle, maintaining a clean water supply for humans, animals, and plants. The energy from the sun causes water to evaporate from oceans, rivers, and lakes, transforming it into water vapor that rises into the atmosphere. When the vapor encounters cold air, it condenses into clouds. Over time, as water droplets in the clouds become heavier, they fall to the ground as rain, snow, or dew. This process provides clean water for people, moisture for plants, and replenishes groundwater reserves. Without sunlight, water evaporation would stop, meaning no clouds and no rain. As a result, rivers, lakes, and ponds would dry up, groundwater would deplete, and plants would wither and die. This would leave animals and humans without drinking water, potentially leading to massive loss of life. Sunlight is not just a source of warmth. It is the driving force of the water cycle. It helps produce rain, maintain clean water, and sustain life. This makes it a key link in the chain of Earth's ecosystem stability. So, as you can see, sunlight is more than just the light we see every day. It's the spark of life for our entire planet. From providing warmth, producing oxygen, and supporting the food chain, everything depends on sunlight. Without it, Earth would be nothing more than a frozen, lifeless rock drifting in space. If you're surprised by the immense role sunlight plays in our lives, leave a comment below. Do you think humans could ever find a way to survive if sunlight disappeared? Share your thoughts with us in the comments. And don't forget, if you found this video helpful, hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss any of our exciting and educational content. See you in the next video. Take care, and goodbye.